I've been working night delivery for almost 2 years now. It wasn't supposed to be permanent. I dropped out of college at 22, moved into a small apartment I could barely afford, told myself I just needed something temporary, something flexible. Night shifts paid more, less traffic, less competition, better tips, and honestly, I liked the quiet. There's something different about a city after midnight. The noise disappears. The lights feel farther apart. You start noticing things you don't during the day. The empty sidewalks, the way apartment windows glow like isolated islands, the silence between passing cars. I wasn't the kind of guy who scared easily. I didn't believe in paranormal stuff, didn't believe in signs or energy or any of that. If something weird happened, there was always a reason. There had to be. The first time I got the order, I didn't think twice about it. It was 1:18 a.m. I remember because I had just started my shift. I always start at 1:15 exactly. It's a habit, set schedule, keeps things predictable. The order popped up almost immediately. Milk, white bread, raw beef, bottled water. Simple. The address, though, I didn't recognize. That wasn't unusual. I deliver all over the city. But this one was in a section I'd never driven through before. Not once. It wasn't the outskirts. It wasn't downtown. It was just there. Like a forgotten pocket between two busier districts. I hesitated for a second, then accepted it. Money's money. The drive there felt longer than it should have. The GPS kept rerouting me through narrow streets. The houses started changing. Fewer apartment buildings, more old two-story homes. Streetlights were spaced too far apart. Some blocks didn't have any at all. No stores, no late-night gas stations, no people walking dogs, no parked cars lining the street. It wasn't a poor neighborhood. It was just empty. I remember slowing down as I approached the address. The house looked old, paint chipped, windows dark, no lights inside. I checked the app again. Correct address, paid online, good tip. I grabbed the bag and walked to the door. The porch creaked under my shoes. I knocked. There was a pause. Not long, but long enough. Then the door opened. A woman stood there, pale, thin, maybe mid-30s, hard to tell. She didn't smile, didn't look surprised. She just stared at the bag in my hand. "Delivery," I said. She nodded once. Her eyes didn't meet mine. She took the bag. Her hands were cold. Not night air cold, just cold. "Thank you," she said softly, and closed the door. No small talk, no hesitation. I stood there for a second longer than I should have. Something about the inside of the house bothered me. It was dark, not dim, dark. I hadn't seen a single lamp on. But I shrugged it off. Some people like sitting in the dark. Some people are weird. I got back in my car and marked it complete. Good tip, end of story. Or it should have been. 3 nights later at 1:19 a.m., I got the same order. Milk, white bread, raw beef, water. Same address, different account name. That caught my attention. Maybe a roommate? Maybe a shared house? Still paid online, still tipped well. I accepted it again. The drive felt shorter this time. I knew the turns now, the silent blocks, the way the houses seemed too spaced out. When I pulled up, the house looked exactly the same. Dark, no visible movement inside. I walked up to the door, knocked. This time it opened faster. A man stood there, mid-40s maybe, short hair, calm expression. He looked different from the woman, but the feeling was identical. He didn't blink much, didn't shift his weight, just stood in the doorway like he'd been waiting behind it the entire time. "Delivery," I said again. He nodded, took the bag. His fingers brushed mine. Cold. The same cold. I glanced past him. The interior was darker than before, and empty. No couch, no visible table, no pictures on the walls, just darkness stretching deeper into the house. "You live here?" I asked before I could stop myself. He tilted his head slightly. "Yes." That was it. He closed the door slowly. I stood there again. My chest felt tight. Not fear, just confusion. Maybe the lights were further inside. Maybe they were renovating. Maybe they just moved in. I got back in my car, marked it delivered, told myself I was overthinking. People are strange at night, that's all. But here's the thing. 3 more nights passed. I started my shift at 1:15. At 1:17 exactly, another order came in. Same address, different account name, and this time, the list had changed. Not much, but enough. Milk, bread, charcoal, aluminum foil. I stared at the screen longer than I should have. Barbecue supplies. At 1:17 in the morning, I let out a short breath. Okay, I muttered to myself. Maybe they worked night shifts. Maybe this was their dinner time. Still strange. Still explainable. I accepted the order. And that's when I started paying attention. Because something about the timing didn't feel random. I accept the order. I tell myself it's nothing. But now I'm watching the clock. 1:17 a.m. I start my shift at 1:15 every single night. 2 minutes later, the order appears. Not 5, not 10, 2. That means whoever is placing it is awake, waiting for me. I don't like that thought. The drive feels different tonight. The streets feel narrower, the houses closer together, the silence thicker. I don't see a single person outside. No lights in windows, no televisions flickering behind curtains. It's like the entire neighborhood powers down after midnight. Except that house. I pull up, still dark, no porch light, no movement. I sit in the car longer than usual, just staring at the address. My chest feels tight again. "Stop it," I whisper to myself. "It's just a job." I grab the bag. The charcoal is heavier than I expect. The foil crinkles inside the plastic. Barbecue supplies. At 1:17 a.m., I walk up the steps. They creak louder tonight. Or maybe I just notice it more. I knock. This time there's whispering behind the door. Soft, rapid. I freeze. I can't make out the words, but there's more than one voice. Then silence. Then the door opens. It's the woman again. Same pale skin, same hollow eyes, same lack of expression. But her clothes are identical to the first night. Same grey sweater, same loose hair. She hasn't changed anything. "You again," she says quietly. My stomach drops. "You ordered," I answer. Her lips twitch slightly. "Yes." She takes the bag. Her hand wraps around the charcoal. Cold, too cold. I lean slightly, trying to see inside again. There's still no furniture, no visible lights. But deeper inside the house, I swear I see movement. Just a shadow shifting along the wall. I swallow. "You having a late cookout?" I ask, trying to sound casual. She doesn't respond, just stares, then closes the door, slowly. I stand there in the dark. My breathing feels louder than it should. I realize something. There's no smell, no food smell, no cigarette smoke, no dust, nothing. It's like the house has no air. I get back in my car faster than I want to admit. And as I'm driving away, I check the order history. Different account name, different phone number, same address. And here's what really bothers me. The order was placed at 1:15:08, 8 seconds after my shift starts. I don't tell anyone, because what do I say? "Hey, I think someone is ordering food too precisely." It sounds stupid. So I keep working. 3 days pass. Nothing. No orders from that address. I almost convince myself it's over. Almost. Then it comes again. 1:17. This time the list changes more. Milk, bread, disposable gloves, heavy-duty trash bags. I stare at the screen. My mouth feels dry. Trash bags, gloves, charcoal the other night, raw meat before that. I feel something cold crawl up my spine. But I still accept it. Why? Because I need the money. Because nothing has actually happened. Because I'm not a paranoid idiot. The drive feels longer again. My hands are tight on the steering wheel. When I turn onto that street, I notice something new. There are no other cars parked anywhere. Not one. No tire tracks near the house. No trash bins outside. No sign of normal life. Just darkness. I park. My heart is beating harder now. I hate that it is. I grab the bag. The gloves shift inside. The plastic of the trash bags rubs together with a low, dry sound. I walk up the steps. Knock. This time the door opens immediately. The man stands there. Same expression. Same calm eyes. like he's been standing behind the door the entire time, waiting for the knock. "You're consistent," he says quietly. I don't like that. "I'm just doing deliveries," I answer. He takes the bag. I look past him again, still empty. But now I see something else. On the far wall, a hook, like something used to hang coats. Except there are no coats, just the hook. My stomach tightens. "Big cleanup tonight?" I ask. His eyes lock onto mine, too steady. Something like that. He closes the door, and I stand there breathing through my nose. What the hell is this? When I get back in the car, I don't start it right away. I scroll through the past orders again, every single one placed within seconds of my shift starting. Every single one paid in full. Every single one tipped generously. And suddenly, I feel something I haven't felt yet. Not confusion, not discomfort, fear. Because this isn't random. It's a pattern. And I think they're waiting for me. 1:15 a.m. I'm not even planning to work tonight. I open the app just to check rent is due in 3 days. I'm short. Not by much, but enough. I already borrowed money from my sister last month. I can't do that again. Orders are slow tonight. Too slow. 20 minutes pass, and I barely get anything worth driving for. Then, at 1:17, it appears. Same address. My stomach tightens immediately. I stare at the screen. I could decline it. I should decline it. But the payout is higher than usual. Much higher. Almost double. And there haven't been many orders tonight. I rub my face with my hand. Last time, I mutter. Just one more. I take it. Not because I'm brave, not because I'm curious, because I need the money. And after this, I swear I'm blocking the address. And done with that street. Done with that house. The drive feels heavier tonight. Like I already know something is wrong, but I'm pretending I don't. The order list makes my hands colder. Skewers, kitchen knife, portable burner, foil, duct tape, disposable gloves. I tell myself it's a late cookout. Maybe they're weird. Maybe they don't sleep. People are strange. That's not illegal. I repeat that to myself, over and over. The street is dead when I turn into it. No cars, no lights, no sound. The house is darker than ever. But tonight, the front door is slightly open. Not wide, just enough. Like someone forgot to close it. Or like someone is expecting me. I sit in the car for almost a full minute. My hands are on the steering wheel. I could leave. I could cancel. But the order is already marked, picked up. If I cancel now, it hits my rating. And I need this job. Last time, I whisper again. I grab the bag. Metal shifts inside. The skewers clink together. The sound is sharp in the silence. I walk up the steps. They don't creak tonight. The door opens wider as I approach. No one greets me. No voices. No whispering. Just darkness.
I step inside, just enough to place the bag down. "That's it," I say into the hallway. "Delivery." The door closes behind me. Not slammed, not fast, just slow, deliberate. Click. The sound is louder than it should be. I turn. The handle doesn't move. My throat tightens. I try again. Nothing. Okay. Funny. My voice doesn't sound steady. I look around. The hallway stretches deeper into the house. Still no furniture.
Still no signs of life. But now, there's something in the middle of the room. A metal table. Clean. Empty. Waiting. My breathing gets heavier. And then I see it. On the floor near the wall. A delivery bag. Old. Same company logo. The fabric is stiff in places. Dark stains. I don't need to get closer to know what they are. My chest tightens. My mind starts racing. This isn't about food. It never was. The groceries weren't for eating. They were for something else. Something planned. The orders weren't random. They weren't convenient. They were precise. Placed seconds after my shift starts. Because they don't want just any driver. They want the one who keeps accepting. The one who comes back. My breathing turns shallow. I step backward. And that's when I hear it. Movement behind me. I turn slowly. The woman stands there. The man beside her. But they're closer now, too close. And behind them, more shapes, standing still in the darkness, watching. "You came back," the man says quietly. My legs won't move. I try to speak. Nothing comes out. Hands grab my arms, cold, stronger than they look. I struggle, I kick, I twist, but the house absorbs the sound. No neighbors, no lights outside, no witnesses. They drag me forward, toward the table. And as I'm pulled closer, I finally understand what the skewers are for, what the foil is for, what the gloves are for. I shouldn't have needed the money that badly. I shouldn't have come back. The last thing I hear is the man's voice, calm, almost polite. "Your shift isn't over." And then everything goes dark.